We welcome you back to Sparky Anderson Field in beautiful Thousand Oaks for some more Conejo Oaks baseball. The weather is really hot as we currently sit in 98-degree heat, but the Oaks are just as hot and have won 9 straight, sport a 16-5 record, and currently sit atop the CCL South with a 13-5 CCL record. The Oaks look to make it 10 in a row, but have a tough task ahead of them, facing the Santa Barbara Foresters, who trail the Oaks in second place, 1.5 games back in the CCL South. So far this season, Conejo has taken 2 of the first 3 contests against this talented Santa Barbara team, and they look to one of their most dominant starters this season, Ryan Humphreys, today to get things going. Josh, what do the Oaks have to do to make it 10 straight for the first time in franchise history?
Well, the Oaks just have to, continue to do what they've been doing. I feel like we've been saying it this entire win streak, but picking up those hits with runners in scoring position has been huge. And also, just talking with Coach Dave Solis this week, he mentioned how important the pitching and the defense has been for the Oaks, which they've done so well during this win streak. The pitching staff has done an excellent job of limiting damage on these opposing hitters, and the offense just has to continue to have those big innings like we've seen during this streak.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the visiting Santa Barbara Foresters starting lineup as Ryan Humphreys warms up. Caden Peterson will lead off. He'll be in right field with Jonah Sebring, the center fielder, batting second. Will Rogers will be in left. He'll bat third with Jack Holman, the cleanup hitter, at DH. Nolan Souza, the third baseman, will bat fifth, with T.J. Pompey at second base today, batting sixth. Johnny Rodriguez will be at first base, batting seventh, with Ryan Tayman, the backstop, batting eighth, and Drew Markle rounds out the starting 9 at shortstop. Starting pitcher for the Foresters, Cody Howard. Well, we mentioned Ryan Humphreys, one of the most dominant starters for the Oaks this season. Let's just take a look at some of his stats. 10 2/3, a 0.84 ERA. He's just been shoving, to say the least, and he's really had great control of his pitching. He's limited the walks, and it's exactly what you want to see from any type of starting pitcher, especially to get the game going in the early innings. As for the Oaks, for some defensive alignment, Carrillo's in left field with Jack Brooks in center. Lucas Danielitz is in right. Third to first, Cooper Sheff, Alon Camarillo, Nick Leahy, and Landon West. George Baker getting the start behind the plate to catch Ryan Humphreys. The Oaks have never won 10 straight. They currently sit on a 9-game win streak and look for some more. As mentioned, Caden Peterson will lead it off for the Foresters. We've seen him in all 3 games against this squad this 2024 campaign. Off to a .333 start, on base at a .469 clip, so very solid leadoff hitter atop the Santa Barbara lineup. Oaks were off yesterday, but looking to get back into some more action today on the 5th. The first pitch from Ryan Humphreys. We'll miss outside at 89, and we are underway.
Yeah, even though the Oaks were off yesterday, the Foresters were not. They played a contest against the San Luis Obispo Blues that they dropped.
1-0 pitch is popped up to the left side. Camarillo calls. It'll actually be the second baseman, Leahy, to make the catch for out number 1 of the inning. Quick first out here in the top of the first.
It's exactly what we've seen for Humphreys all season, just putting it in the strike zone, let his defense work. It's been working quick innings and has really evolved into the ace for the Oaks this summer.
So that'll bring up the center fielder, Jonah Sebring, also off to an excellent start this summer. .340, slugging an even .500, OPS well over .940. Kind of a power versus power matchup with Ryan Humphreys out on the hill. There's a fastball that will miss upstairs. The Oaks last beat Team Philippines just a couple days ago, 6-1 in that one. 1-0 apparently misses. Did most certainly catch the strike zone. Not really have anything else to say there. Fastball in the upper part of the zone, but no call, and Humphreys will quickly fall behind 2-0. .2-0 pitch coming up to Jonah Sebring. Really good fastball right in there for a strike. So Humphreys battling back a little bit.
Yeah, that's the fastball location that you're looking for Humphreys. Starting that pitch at the front hip of the hitter Sebring and then ending up in the inside half.
Two one will just miss a little bit outside. Really good tail on it, but unfortunately going a little bit around the plate. George Baker trying to do his best to frame it, but Sebring jumping ahead 3-1 among the leaderboard for walks for the Santa Barbara Foresters squad. 3-1 is in there for a strike. Really nice spot on the corner. Looked like he was trying to do the exact same thing as he did on the last pitch, but that one most certainly catching the edge. Humphreys was behind 2-0. He'll battle back 3-2. The payoff pitch coming up to Sebring. And he skies one to left. Coming in is Carrillo, but actually Camarillo will call just a little bit onto the grass. So two very quick pop-outs to start things off here for Ryan Humphreys.
Well, it was a nice job by Humphreys to battle back in the count after falling behind 2-0. And the first two batters that Humphreys has faced, it's been nothing but fastballs. See if that trend continues to the three-hitter, the really dangerous Will Rogers.
Will Rogers off to a 3-10 start. 394 on base, 517 slug. All three starting hitters for the Foresters, OPS is over 900. A very talented offensive squad. Humphreys looking for a 1-2-3 inning. And his first pitch is hitting the air to right field. Danielewicz over towards the line. We'll see what the wind does, carrying it over and over. But Danielewicz makes the catch just behind the visiting bullpen. Well, a quick 1-2-3 easy inning for Ryan Humphreys. The Oaks are coming up 0-0 here from Sparky Anderson Field. Back here in the bottom of the first inning. Foresters don't score. Quick and easy 1-2-3 for Ryan Humphreys. The Oaks are coming up. We'll take you through the starting nine. Lucas Danielewicz, Austin Carrillo, Justin Rubin, Nick Leahy, Landon West, George Baker, Cooper Shep, Jack Brooks, and Alon Camarillo rounding things out. Just for some defensive placement for the Foresters, Rogers is in left, Sebring in center, Peterson in first. It's Peterson in right, third to first, Souza, Markle, Pompey, Rodriguez, and Taman catching. Cody Howard coming in with a 3.14 ERA. Over 14 in the third. His first pitch is a fastball at 91 right at the knees to Lucas Danielewicz.
Howard out of the University of Texas at Austin. Coming off his sophomore season with an ERA over 10. But a decent freshman year with an ERA of just 4.
0-2, and Danowitz breaks his bat. It rolls slowly to Souza at third. He'll fire across for out number 1. Just 46 miles an hour and a broken shillelagh for Lucas Danowitz. So I'll bring up Austin Carrillo, who was hit 3 times in that game in Arroyo Seco. The third time the stream had crashed, so obviously not able to see that visibly, but Austin Carrillo taking a healthy lead for a team hit by pitches. He was tied with Kai Caranto for quite a while, but now starting to extend the gap between the two. Carrillo's a 390 start, 590 on base, and a 537 slug.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it is pretty good, I'd say. Fastball misses just below. I'd say Howard's the most consistent, hard-throwing starting pitcher the Oaks have faced all season. He's sitting 92, 93. That's fouled back.
Yeah, the Oaks certainly haven't seen velocity like this over long spurts. Maybe an inning here or there, but not from a starting pitcher. So this will be a good test for the Oaks offense.
1-1. Well behind is Carrillo. There's that fastball, almost right down the middle.
It's pretty effortless 93 from Howard. It really doesn't look like he's trying that hard out there. But he's firing bullets.
1-2, and Carrillo sends one out to right field. Peterson started back. Now he comes in to make the catch for out number 2.
I have a feeling this might be a fun game if you're a fan of pitchers. A couple of the great guys going head-to-head, and Humphrey's already that 1-2-3 first, and we've already seen some electric stuff from Cody Howard.
Well, definitely a lot of power versus power matchups. And here's one of the best examples of that. Justin Rubin off to a 400 start. 625 slug. And he's been arguably one of the Oaks' best hitters. It's kind of a 3-headed monster, Carrillo, Kettlinger, and Justin Rubin. But there's obviously other guys trying to make some noise too. 0-1, and he goes around. Fastball at 94, right in the corner. Some absolute paint from Cody Howard.
Yeah, Rubin tied with Kettlinger for the team lead with that 400 average. But he's just behind him on OPS.
0-2, and he softly swings, sends it up the middle. Coming in, Markle. He'll throw in the run. Not in time. Justin Rubin legs out an infield single. Hit just 48 miles an hour on another sort of check swing. Looked like a slider there, and Rubin just put it in play. Good things tend to happen, especially with 2 strikes, and that'll extend the inning for Nick Leahy.
That was good footwork over there at shortstop by Markle, making the only play that he could, and an accurate throw over to first base. But Justin Rubin, who was hustling out of the box, picks up an infield single.
Leahy fouls one off at the plate. Definitely a night and day difference between last season. Obviously a returner to the Oaks. Just 190 average last season, but so far in the early goings, a 368 clip for Leahy.
Well, and if you were around the Oaks last season, we saw Nick Leahy was one of the more unlucky hitters in the CCL. A lot of lineouts. We were joking about it when Nick first came to the Oaks returning. But yeah, he got really unlucky a lot last year, Nick.
Hopefully sign of something to change. Some hits definitely getting down for Nick on a more consistent basis this year, but we can't take away the fact that he's really been piecing up balls left and right. 0-1, he gets straightened up by a slider that'll miss a little bit inside. 1-1. Rubin at first, the 1-1 to Leahy. He goes out ahead of that one. There's that slider again. He doubles up. Howard's been a strikeout pitcher for the Foresters so far this summer, and Leahy in danger of being the first K of the day, and he is. Triples up on the slider. He goes around swinging. The Oak strand one at first base. We're scoreless as we head to the top of the second. Back here at Sparky Anderson Field, top of the second inning, scoreless after the first. Jack Holman going to lead it off for the Foresters, one of the best hitters in the CCL to say the very least, out of the University of California, Los Angeles. 436 average so far this season, a 667 slug, OPS well over 1,100. Humphreys had a 1-2-3 inning. He got 3 flyouts, and the first one is skied. Right field, Danielwitz again going in, West going out, the wind's taking it once more. Danielwitz on top of the visiting bullpen mound, makes the catch for out number 1. Kind of a similar play to what we saw ended the bottom half, or excuse me, the top half of the first. That's what gets things going here in the second.
Well, only 9 pitches needed for Humphreys in the first inning, and then gets a 1 pitch out to begin the second. It's exactly what you're looking for.
And I believe Humphreys just a couple weeks ago was the first Oaks starter to go 5 innings. Since then, Coach Solis has allowed starting pitching to go past the 5th, or at least past the 4th, which was a barrier in the early goings of the season. There's a fastball that apparently misses upstairs. Just a perfect pitch at the top of the zone, right where Ryan wanted it, but unfortunately not agreed upon by the home plate umpire. 1-0 to Nolan Souza. Beautiful pitch at the knees. Right on the corner as well. You could see a lot of sink on his movement, kind of a sinker, 17 inches of drop. Good luck with that on a lefty-lefty matchup. We've seen Souza in all the 3 first games against the Foresters this season. And he'll take down low. Fastball misses.
Well, see, that's where the frustrating part comes in from the dugout's perspective. You see, and for Humphreys, for that matter, he doesn't get the strike zone at the top, but then also at the bottom, he's not getting the call as well. So it's just frustrating to not get you the top or bottom part of the strike zone.
2-1 misses away. Humphreys yanking the fastball a little bit. Another 3-1 count. We saw that to the leadoff hitter, Caden Peterson, but since then, Humphreys has been really doing a good job of jumping ahead of hitters, but he'll have to work back here. And that'll miss outside for ball 1. For ball 4, the first base on ball is issued by Ryan Humphreys. So that brings up TJ Pompey, who is at second base today. We have seen him at shortstop in the first 3 games against the Foresters. He's made some pretty spectacular defensive plays, but obviously the bat, a very big force at the plate. And he'll send one towards the on-deck circle, right above where Rodriguez waits on deck. The Oaks have done an excellent job turning double plays all summer. Looking to do so here, but Pompey a very fast runner, so it's going to be pretty difficult to double him off unless it's hit right at somebody. And they got him picked off, but Humphreys fires it over Wes's head. So now heading to third is going to be Souza. They had him picked off, and unfortunately for the Oaks, Humphreys just fires it way over Landon West's head. A big miscue here in the second.
There's just so much foul territory over there down that right field line. And even with Souza diving headfirst into second base, waiting on there for a second, he's still able to get to third standing up just with how much foul ground is over there.
So all of a sudden a primetime RBI opportunity for TJ Pompey. The Oaks infield still back, outfield straight away. Power to all fields for Pompey. Souza at third, the 0-1. Really good changeup there, right at the knees, and Pompey way out ahead of that.
It's the first time today that we've seen the changeup from Humphreys. Perfect location for it. Wouldn't surprise me if he doubles up on it.
A strikeout here would be really huge for Ryan Humphreys. Ahead 0-2. That's down low. Briefly gets away from Baker, but rolls just a little bit to the third base line. No harm, no foul. We'll go to a 1-2 count.
He did try to double up on that changeup, but it was just a ball out of the hand. Did not need to throw a strike in that situation, but you'd like it to be a bit more competitive.
Pompey hasn't slugged all too much this summer, just .339 on the slugging percentage, but definitely if he gets something in the gaps, it's going to be extra bases. One of the fastest players on the Foresters. 1-2 pitch. And that sails over the head of Baker, but comes right back to him on the corral from the backstop. So a ricochet that works in favor of the Oaks, and that's the first 90 for Ryan Humphreys on the day.
Well, you clearly reared back and tried to blow by Pompey, but obviously putting that one high and wide. And the Oaks are, as you mentioned, very lucky that Souza didn't come in to score on that.
Popped up over our heads. We'll do it again, 2-2.
And that's the location Humphreys was looking for in that breaking ball. The 2-strike count does not need to throw that pitch over the heart of the plate. He's lucky that Pompey just fouled it back.
1 out and a runner on third for the Foresters, threatening here in the second. 2-2 pitch coming up to Pompey. And he grounds one foul third base way into the Oaks dugout. And an excellent play by Max Audet. Everybody sitting down on the bench. Audet, kind of his catcher reflexes, immediately sprawls to his feet and makes a nice one-handed grab. Teammates praising him. We'll do it again, 2-2. And that somehow misses. Change up at the top of the zone, for sure a strike, no doubt about it. But as we've mentioned throughout the entire season, sometimes the upper part of the strike zone doesn't really exist in the CCL. So definitely a big frustration for Ryan Humphreys. We move to a full count. Souza on third, the payoff pitch. And he hooks one third base way down the line. That's a fair ball. Souza will score rounding first, heading on for two. TJ Pompey in there with a 1-out RBI double. 1-0 Foresters here in the second.
Just a heck of an at-bat there from TJ Pompey. Got behind in the count 1-2. Fouled off some close pitches, took some close ones as well. And then eventually on the 3-2 pitch, hits one 100 miles an hour off the bat, just inside the third base line, giving the Foresters the lead in this one.
And it only makes that strike three call even more frustrating for the Oaks. And already again, another runner in scoring position. Still threatening are the Foresters, already a run in. First baseman Rodriguez, lefty to lefty. Strike one, went to the fastball to get it, right on the corner.
Well, and you also have to remember that Souza shouldn't have even been on third base to begin with. He should have been picked off. But Humphreys overthrew that attempt over to first base. And instead of nobody on 2 outs, the Foresters had a runner on third base.
Pickoff play at second, and that gets away into center field. Pompey treading over for third base, another defensive miscue, the second error of the inning for the Oaks.
Yeah, that didn't look like a terrible throw from Humphreys, but the runner Pompey might have gotten in the way of Camarillo there, who just couldn't see the ball all the way through and didn't make the catch.
So the Oaks will bring their infield in. 1 out, a runner on third, and a run already home for Santa Barbara here in the second. Pompey waits on third. Fouled back, and the bat goes into the Foresters' dugout. Wow. That went directly into the dugout. And now he's hearing it from his teammates. Going to get some pine tar, I suppose.
He's hearing it from the Oaks dugout as well.
Definitely can't be too comfortable of a feeling just watching a bat fly right at your face.
He still made contact with the ball, too.
Yeah. Heading right for Garrett Stratton, a pitcher in the dugout. So he put some sticky stuff on the bat. A strikeout here would be huge. Oh, 2, that gets away. Coming home and scoring is Pompey. Wild pitch gives the Foresters their second run of the game.
Well, the Foresters have just taken advantage of mistakes this entire inning. And this just isn't the team that you can afford to give free bases to. 2 errors in the inning for the Oaks, and now a wild pitch as well.
Yeah, and we haven't seen this type of play from the Oaks since the early part of the season, most certainly not during this 9-game winning streak that is on the line right now. 1-2 coming up to Rodriguez, and he hammers one up the middle on the ground into center field. Insult to injury for the Foresters, and the inning will continue.
Well, after the first 4 hitters could barely touch the ball against Ryan Humphreys, a lot of weak contact. These next few are seeing it really well. A couple of good plate appearances and some hard hit balls.
This inning started with a flyout to right field, Lucas Danielewicz. Since then, Souza walked, and the air obviously moved him all the way to third, and it's been kind of chaos. First pitch to Ryan Taman on the corner. Good changeup from Humphreys. Taman hasn't been a great start to the summer, just 111 on the average, a 185 slug. He has gotten on base to a 359 clip, so he has been walking quite a bit. And he cues this one that on-deck hitter Drew Markle has to jump out of the way of. Now we've seen 2 balls head for that circle. That was actually a changeup that missed pretty much right down the middle. So I'd imagine Taman was just way out ahead and cueing it off the end of the bat. Ahead 0-2 is Humphreys. And a swing and a miss. First strike of the day. Throw back to first. Not in time. Humphreys gets Taman swinging for his first K. 2 outs in the inning.
That was a really good changeup there from Humphreys. Just falling off the table and getting Taman, who's now struck out 11 times this summer.
So that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Drew Markle, the shortstop. We've seen him play all around the diamond this summer, but getting the start at short today. Top of the order, Caden Peterson waits on deck. Strike 1. Really good changeup. Markle way out ahead.
Yeah, it definitely seems like Humphreys is feeling good with that changeup today. Been able to locate it really well.
Rodriguez with the delayed steal, the throw down. You better believe it. George Baker catches Rodriguez on the delayed steal. We head to the bottom of the second. 2-0 Foresters. The Oaks with a 2-run deficit, behind for the first time today. Still early on, bottom of the second inning, Landon West, the first baseman, going to lead it off for Conejo. It'll be 5, 6, 7 West, Baker, Chef. If anybody gets on, Jack Brooks will have a chance. The Oaks trying to bounce back from pretty sloppy defensive inning. West takes on the corner.
Landon coming off an excellent day at the plate on Wednesday, earning himself player of the game nod. 3 RBIs in that one, including a double.
Howard jumps ahead of West 0-2 here, though. And a swing and a miss. Doubled up, tripled up on that slider once again, and West unable to connect. Second strikeout of the day for Howard.
Well, the Oaks have to respect the fastball of Howard coming in at 92, 93. And it's coming out of the same arm slot as the slider, so they're just jumping out in front of that pitch. It's a really sharp breaking ball. And the Oaks are clearly not seeing it well.
So that'll bring up George Baker. Looking for his first Oaks hit. Arrived very recently out of the University of Louisville. Fastball painted on the corner for strike one. Definitely not going to be a lot of room for error if this is how Cody Howard's going to pitch deep into the outing. 0-1, and this is hammered out to right field. Peterson going back onto the warning track. He'll make the catch. 85 in, 94 out, and Baker just getting a little too far out in front.
I just wanted to quickly mention, even though the website doesn't say so, George Baker actually does have a hit for the Oaks. Went 1 for 2 in his debut before being pinch hit for. So sometimes the stat people, when there's pinch hitters, they sometimes mess it up, either giving all the hits to the person who started or who finished the game, and that might have been what happened.
Cooper Chef sends one out to right field shallow. Peterson coming in will make the catch. A very quick inning for Cody Howard. We're 2-0 game as we head to the top of the third. Top of the third inning. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Foresters. 2-0 game here from Sparky Anderson Field in Thousand Oaks. Well, Humphreys allowed 2 runs in the second inning, but it doesn't tell the full story. He did give up 2 hits, but 2 errors in the inning led to a lot of that damage that the Foresters were able to do. First pitch to Markle. Slap foul off to the right out of play.
Yeah, if Humphreys, who had a man picked off, fired an accurate throw over to first base, it probably would have been a scoreless inning. But unfortunately, the runner advanced from first to third on that overthrow, which just caused a big inning.
Strike on the inside corner with the changeup to get it. Fada fell the other way down the first base line. Well late on a fastball. There's another 90 for Humphreys. Top of the order, Caden Peterson waits on deck. We'll do it again, 0-2. Well, we can see that Humphreys definitely feeling a lot more comfortable with the changeup as the outing goes on. In the first inning, very heavy in the fastball. But we've seen in the second and now the third, really relying on changing up speeds. One-two is popped up to the right. It'll find foul ground and hit off the Foresters' bus.
Oh.
Right off the top of the dome.
Hopefully it didn't break anything, or he'll be paying a fine.
Really?
I don't know, but bus?
1-2 pitch. Just misses downstairs. It did look to be a little bit low. You could see Baker trying to sell it and get up as if he was going to throw down the third to toss it around the infield. You know, something I noticed about the Foresters bus is it actually has their logo on it. I don't think I've ever seen that. Usually it's just your average Golden Coast Tours or whatever company, but pretty professional. 2-2. Just a little bit outside. Or no, strike 3, delayed call.
Well, it was just a nonchalant call. He did one of those. He didn't realize it was strike 3.
Yeah, I actually looked at the TrackMan to see it, so I was not looking up. That's strike 3. Second strikeout of the day. Now actually back-to-back for Humphreys. That kind of reminded me of that call we saw last week. The second batter of the game, I believe it was against the Sunrays. It was an egregious strike call, but it was like a very kind of nonchalant call. Now we've seen that, I guess, within the same week span, but this one not as, I guess you could say, noteworthy. First pitch in there, first strike. Good curveball from Humphreys right on the corner. And if Ryan can get a good feel for his off-speed, definitely going to be a better position for the Oaks to get back into this game more consistently. Still a 2-run deficit. Exact same pitch, exact same spot. 0-2. Well, the Santa Barbara starter, Howard, has been tripling up on his off-speed. We'll see if Humphreys wants to do that here. He does triple up, but it does miss a little bit down and in.
Good location, though. Especially on 0-2.
Mm-hmm.
Going for the chase.
One-two pitch. And it's sent softly to the left side. Camarillo makes the catch. Out number 2. Initially off the bat, I thought that was hit much harder. Just 61. Looks like it got in on the hands of Caden Peterson. But that'll bring up Jonas Sebring. 0 for 1. He popped out to Camarillo, what we just saw back in the first inning as the second hitter of the game. The top of the order, 1, 2, 3, back in the first, went down in order. Humphreys trying to set down 9, 1, and 2 in the same fashion. One zero. Pulls the string on him. Nowhere close to the change of Ryan. Really getting a good feel for that pitch now. Humphreys has been one of the most consistent Oaks starters all year. Came in with a 0.84 ERA. And while it's a bunch of what ifs, had he thrown out the picked off runner last inning instead of firing it over for an error, maybe could be seeing another scoreless first 3. But has to set down Sebring. Does fall behind 2 and 1. Oaks outfield straight away. Power to all fields for Jonas Sebring. Humphreys looking to battle back behind 2 and 1.
Great spot.
That'll miss downstairs. Looking for a 1-2-3 inning after that second where 2 runs were played for the Foresters. 3-1 pitch. That'll miss a little bit outside. Changeup tailing out of the zone. Second walk issued by Ryan Humphreys, and that'll extend things for Will Rogers, the left fielder, who flew out to Lucas Danielewicz to end the first.
Humphreys is not a guy that walks too many batters. Coming into play today, just 5 in the 13-plus innings that he's pitched.
2 out in the inning. Sebring on first, and they got him picked him off this time. West fires to Leahy. Leahy in between first and second, now fires back to the West. He'll tag him out. Out number 3. Scoreless third inning here as we head to the bottom of the third. The Oaks looking to get on the board behind 2-0. Bottom of the third, 2-0 game here in Sparky Anderson Field. Jack Brooks getting his first look at Cody Howard. Takes a ball, fastball spiked in the dirt at 91.
Let's see if Brooks can put together a good at-bat. His last inning was very quick for Howard.
1-0 is slap foul off to the left out of play. Brooks off to a bit of a slow start. But we know what he can do, especially with the speed. Anything to the gap, you know, is going to be extra bases. Fastball at the knees, 1-2. Both Humphreys and Howard, really good break, vertical break on their fastballs. 1-2, just misses a little bit away. That last fastball before that pitch, 17 inches a drop. Definitely not the most comfortable at bat for a hitter. 2-2 to Jack Brooks. And he bounces one just a little bit foul down the first base way. Looked like Howard doubled up on changeups. We've really been seeing him double up on any pitch that he can read the hitter's body language. If the hitter's well out ahead or not seeing one well, he'll most commonly go back to that. Since Justin Rubin's single back in the first, he's set down 4 straight. 2-2 downstairs. And it's, as you mentioned, Josh, just really huge for these hitters to work good at bats because Howard, 20 pitches through the first 2 frames, and he's been pretty dominant. So the Oaks looking to get into that pitch count a little bit. Payoff pitch. And that's downstairs, ball 4. It is a good at-bat from Jack Brooks and a leadoff base runner here for the Oaks in the bottom of the third. So I'll bring up Alon Camarillo. Now Josh dancing to his walk-up song. I have to admit, it is very catchy.
And not only the Oaks have a great at-bat to begin this inning, but it is Jack Brooks who is arguably the fastest player on the team, now aboard the bases.
Camarillo off to a 242 start, 314 on base, 303 slug. We've definitely been seeing him pay dividends for the Oaks on defense, but he has come up in some big moments too offensively. Check back on Brooks, back safely with the slide. Top of the order, Lucas Danielewicz waits on deck. Oh, 1 straights him up with the fastball. 93 by the dome, but Camarillo tucking out of the way. Forrester's infield and double play depth. Third baseman Souza just a little bit behind the cut. Brooks on first. And another check back on him, and he got him. He was leaning, and Jack Brooks picked off at first base. So that leadoff walk is erased, and a big frustration for the Oaks. Wind blowing left to right, but I can imagine the humidity today would let balls carry a little bit more than they would for right-handed hitters as Camarillo skies one to shallow left field. Rogers coming full blast in, and it's going to fall. Complete miscommunication between Drew Markle and Will Rogers, and Alon Camarillo has himself a one-out single.
Well, that just makes the pickoff even more frustrating for the Oaks. And also a very rare mishap by the Foresters defense.
I was mentioning in batting practice, we know Sparky Anderson Field really eats up balls from right-handed hitters to left field, but we saw a couple balls leave. Obviously, the wind's still blowing left to right, but the humidity really carrying baseballs. 95 degrees outside, first pitch of this one. Danielewicz fouls one right back at us. Fastball center cut. Now both teams have 2 hits in this game. That misses outside, and it's going to get away. Heading up to second base, Alon Camarillo. The Oaks have a runner in scoring position.
Well, that's going to be a passed ball by the catcher, Taman. Pitch, but he just got a little lazy on trying to catch it on the outside corner, and it goes off his glove.
Runner in scoring position for the Oaks. Janowitz takes inside, fastball. Just not catching the corner as Howard wanted. Big hitters coming up. Austin Carrillo waits on deck. Justin Rubin lingers in the hole. Janowitz drills one out to center field. Sebring going back. He'll backpedal and now make the catch just in front of the warning track. Tagging second to third, Alon Camarillo. But now 2 outs in the inning. 93 in, 94 out. Fastball, center cut.
Yeah, good looking swing from Janowitz. Driving that ball out to deep center field. Not sure if he can get it any farther. It's crushed that ball out there to the deepest part of the ballpark.
362 feet, the tail of the tape. Oaks have another run, and that's going to hit Carrillo. Camarillo was coming home. He didn't realize, but Austin Carrillo really widening that gap between first and second on the team and hit by pitches.
Carrillo was just hit 3 times the other day, and he was frustrated about it, and now he gets hit again here and needs to walk it off a little bit.
It's like a daily occurrence at this point.
7 on the summer in CCL play.
We know that he stands close to the plate, but still, I mean, something about him just seems to have magnetic properties with the balls. Front door slider misses inside to Justin Rubin. Camarillo on third and Carrillo on first. Check on Austin, back safely.
Well, Justin Rubin is one of the guys you want up there for the Oaks in these spots. Tied for the team lead in batting average.
Another check on Austin, and he got picked off. The second runner of the inning to get picked off for the Oaks. We head to the top of the fourth. It's 2-0 Santa Barbara. Middle innings now from Sparky Anderson Field, top of the fourth. The Oaks coming off a rough inning in which they were picked off twice. They do not score, so we still sit at 2-0. Ryan Humphreys going out for another inning of work. Will Rogers, who was up when the Foresters ran themselves into an out. Jonas Sebring was picked off himself to end the third. We'll go back up there. 0 for 1, he flew out to Danielitz in right field back in the first to end that inning. Getting his second look at Ryan Humphreys here in the fourth.
Yeah, the Oaks are really beating themselves in this one up to this point. Already 2 errors, 2 guys picked off in the same inning. Just really a couple unacceptable miscues by the Oaks today.
0-1 is chopped foul towards the Oaks on deck circle. Yeah, and we really haven't seen this type of sloppy play for a long time, dating back to maybe the first week of the season. Most certainly not during this current 9-game win streak.
It is still very early in this one, only the top of the fourth, so the Oaks
Have time
to turn it around.
0-2, a little bit upstairs, missed with the curveball.
It's a pretty important 2-game set between the Oaks and Foresters.
Most certainly the Foresters currently sit in second place in the CCL South. They trail the Oaks by 1.5 games, so this series could decide the standings, at least for right now, between these two teams. 1-2, and he just gets a piece off to the right.
We should also mention that whether the Oaks finish first or second, if it's the Foresters that finish above them, the Oaks would still get the 1 seed in the CCL South because the Foresters don't play in the CCL playoffs. So if they finish above every team besides Santa Barbara, they would technically still be the 1 seed.
One, two, and a swing and a miss. Disgusting curveball. Third strikeout of the day for Ryan Humphreys. Gets us started here in the fourth.
It's an excellent looking breaking ball there from Humphreys. Really ties Rogers up. Trent, we got a scouting report on Jack Holman.
Big fly balls.
I mean, yeah, you launched that one to right.
A lot of big fly balls. Trent, our TrackMan expert, goes to UCLA, where Jack Holman is a player, and Trent works with Jack. Trent said a lot of big fly balls, which we saw in his first at-bat.
A little bit of a shift for the Oaks infield. Nick Leahy shaded over closer to the first base bag, so kind of a hole up the middle. 0-1, and he loses the grip on the curveball. Misses upstairs, 1-1.
Trent, how would you pitch to Jack Holman?
Low away.
Low and away?
Soft stuff, low away.
Soft stuff, low and away, says Trent. We should relay that to Coach Solis.
Well, was away, but a fastball blown by him, 1-2.
So what, we thinking breaking ball here, Trent?
Ideally, says Trent. We'll see what we get here. 1-2. It is a fastball. Another 90, but it misses up and away.
It's a few times we've seen Humphreys hit 90 with that fastball today. Yet to see him touch 91. But nice that he's still able to throw the ball that hard when he's in his fourth inning work.
I think he went. They check. Yeah, he did. Second strikeout of the inning, back-to-back now. The fourth in total for Ryan Humphreys. Another disgusting breaking ball.
There's that changeup from Humphreys. There's that soft stuff away that Trent recommended. Picking up the strikeout.
Yeah, that is what we call a sword. And it was some soft stuff blown away, so Trent was right.
Shocker. Has Trent ever been wrong before?
I don't believe so. First pitch to Nolan Souza. Sky towards the left side of the infield. Alon Camarillo calls. The Oaks infield heads in as he makes the catch for out number 3. Quick and easy 1-2-3 here in the top of the 4th inning. The Oaks trail 2-0, but they're coming up. We're amidst what looks like could be a pitcher's duel. Bottom of the 4th, 2-0. The Oaks trail. Cody Howard, who has done an excellent job going out for another inning of work. It'll be 3-4-5. Justin Rubin, Nick Leahy, Landon West. Anybody gets on, George Baker will have a chance. And Howard greets Justin Rubin with the first pitch slider at the knees.
He's got a really good feel for all of his pitches today, that fastball and then the breaking ball.
Doubles up on it, but he misses downstairs.
The Oaks do have Reagan Gale lightly tossing in the bullpen. Doesn't look like he's warming up as if he's going in the next inning, though.
Rubin chops this one foul, third base way. Count will leave it at 2. Rubin was up when Austin Carrillo was picked off with runners at the corners to end the 3rd, so get another look up there. 2-2. Popped up off to the right out of play. Forrester's outfield pretty much straight away. Power to all fields for Justin Rubin. 2-2, and he lost this one shallow to left. Rogers is there to make the catch.
Rogers initially thought that ball was hit harder than it was. Takes a few steps back before realizing he had to move in to make that play.
Just looked like a slider that Rubin hit off the end of the bat.
Well, that's oftentimes what fools outfielders because sometimes the end of the bat sounds the same as a barrel.
And you hear all the time the swing sometimes fools the outfielder. It was a big swing from Rubin on a pitch that did catch quite a bit of the plate, but yeah, just a little bit too out in front off the end of the bat. Leahy well behind on the fastball. Count evens at 1.
And Howard's certainly maintained his velocity from the first inning to here in the 4th, still sitting 92-93.
He's allowed just 2 hits through the first 3 1/3.
And neither of them were hit particularly hard.
Nope. Well, I don't want to say fluke. I mean, the first one, Justin Rubin, the infield single, but the Alon Camarillo, kind of just in no man's land, maybe a little miscommunication out there and left. 2-1, and this is skied out to left field. Shortstop Markle going back and calling it and catching out number 2.
Well, the fact that the Oaks had runners at the corners with one of their best hitters in Justin Rubin, and he really didn't get a chance with Carrillo getting picked off, is becoming increasingly more frustrating with these 1, 2, 3 innings, seemingly every other inning for the Oaks offense.
Jack Brooks was also picked off earlier in that inning. And Landon West hits one sharply on the ground, one hop to Markle. Easy play, fires across the first, out number 3. The Oaks go down in order, 2-0 as we head to the top of the 5th. TJ Pompey going to lead it off here in the top of the 5th inning. Oaks went down in order in the bottom half of the 4th. It'll be 6, 7, 8 for the Foresters. Fastball misses a little bit outside, maybe high, but ball one nonetheless. The Foresters were playing yesterday on the 4th of July. The Oaks were off, of course, so kind of one team on rest, one team just in the midst of things. Misses upstairs 2-0.
Plus, the day before the 4th of July was a non-league game for the Oaks taking on Team Philippines. Gave a couple of guys some rest in that game, too.
It's definitely a grind the long season. 2-0 to Pompey. Strains him up with the fastball, misses up 3-0. I was talking with our TrackMan guy Trent in between innings. I grilled a really nice New York strip yesterday for the 4th. Trent had burgers. I also grilled some burgers too, but he's more of a rib guy. I like ribs. 3-0 misses upstairs. But we hope that you guys all enjoyed your 4th of July. How about you, Josh? Did you have any nice food?
I had Fat Sal's.
What's that?
It's a great sandwich place.
Huh.
A lot of goodies. Like, even the sandwich that I had was like chicken fingers, steak, mozzarella sticks, fries, egg.
Mm.
They just got like crazy sandwiches like that.
That's like everything in the world in that sandwich, but
No, it is. So yeah, I had some nice salami. We grilled dogs, but I didn't have any.
first pitch to Rodriguez. Fastball in there for the strike.
You know what would have completed my night though?
What's
Some
that?
Oaks baseball. I was really missing the Oaks. Glad to be back out here today, especially in a game where it's the top 2 teams in the CCL.
Yeah, power against power for sure. 0-1 in the air to center field. Struck pretty well, but Brooks is there into the gap. He'll make the catch, Bill, the cap high. Pompey bluffed, but he's back to the bag. 1 out in the 5th. Yeah, I mean, every time we have an off day, you just kind of want to get back out to the field, but they're definitely needed. I try to take my mind off there not being, an Oaks game. I was down in San Diego yesterday. Had a really nice walk on the beach. It was pretty hot, obviously, but, I mean, San Diego hot, that's like 75 degrees, so nothing much to complain about. Definitely not the same feel as what we have right now. Check over on Pompey. He's there.
Yeah, 90-plus degrees here at Sparky Anderson Field. Although right now we got a nice little breeze coming in. That feels nice.
For us, the game changer is definitely the fact that we're kind of shaded. We are under an overhang, so I'm sure if there wasn't that shade, that it would be a lot of a different feel. Pompey with the big lead, and he goes. The pitch, a ball, the throw down from Baker. Not in time. The throw pulled Leahy to the shortstop side of second, and that minuscule difference is what ended up with Pompey getting another bag.
Yeah, you totally said it. The throw was on the first base side of the bag. He's probably out there. Nonetheless, very strong throw from Baker. And we've seen him show off his arm already a few times this summer.
So a runner in scoring position for the Foresters. Manufacturing it was Pompey. 1-0's chopped down the third base line, foul.
It's looking like it's the last inning for Ryan Humphreys, if not the last couple of batters. Reagan Gill has been warming up, and he does look like he's ready to go in the bullpen. But I'm sure Coach Solis would like get if Humphreys could finish this 5th.
1-1 coming up to Taman. That's in there for a strike. An absolutely perfectly placed curveball right on the low and inside corner. Doesn't get much better than that.
Nothing you can do with that pitch.
That's strike 3. 5th of the day. Catches him looking frozen pizza. Another curveball. 2 outs in the inning.
It's a great backdoor pitch from Humphreys. Locating it perfectly on the outside corner.
So that'll bring up Drew Markle, who also is a strikeout victim, looking back in the 3rd inning, an 0-for-1 day for the Foresters shortstop. Pompey still at second base. The Foresters still with the threat. Humphreys trying to get through 5. On the ground, right side, Leahy will dive, and it kicks over his glove into right field. Danielewicz will not make a throw. It'll be an RBI single for Drew Markle.
Not the easiest play over there at second base for Nick Leahy, who has to range to his left, make a sliding attempt, but it is one that he should say that he will say that he should have made. Did get a good chunk of his glove and kicked off of it into right field for a hit.
Yeah, I don't know if it took a tough hop, but just right over his glove. Definitely not an easy play, but we most certainly have seen Nick Leahy make that before, but it will be a hit. Wasn't routine by any means. So some speed on first base. And Peterson takes upstairs. Fastball, a little bit high. really big lead for Markle. He's kind of inching over there, and he goes. They got him picked off again. West throws down to Leahy, and the Foresters run into another out. Bottom of the fifth inning, the Oaks now trail 3-0. We presume that Ryan Humphrey's day might be done, but we'll let you know, obviously, in the next inning. But for now, George Baker going to lead it off. Cooper Chef waits on deck. It'll be 6, 7, 8. Anybody gets on, Alon Camarillo will have a chance. Baker, Chef, and Brooks. Cody Howard is just rolling so far in the early goings. First pitch, backdoor slider. Might have been a cutter, actually.
Playing in the ACC at Louisville, George Baker is going to be one of the players most familiar with velocity like this.
And he's way out in front of that. That was just a disgusting changeup from Howard. Most certainly looked like a strike for a long way, and then just drops out of the zone at the last second, well below. So Howard going to have to go into, or excuse me, Baker going to have to go into two-strike mode here. And he sends one into the Foresters' dugout. The Oaks looking for their first run of the game. And a swing and a miss. Really good change up there from Cody Howard. Another strikeout. George Baker, the first out of the fifth. It's just the third, despite his dominance. K of the day.
Did a great job of showcasing his changeup in that at-bat, locating it well a couple of times. And it really goes to show you just how well he's been locating all of his pitches. The slider, the primary off-speed pitch.
Chef up the middle into center field. Third hit of the day for the Oaks. One out single for Cooper. That'll extend things for Jack Brooks.
It's a great looking swing there from Cooper Chef. Just hitting it hard right back up the middle. Smooth looking swing. He's got a good stroke up there, Chef.
First Oaks hit in 3 innings, and Jack Brooks fouls that one straight back. Dotted fastball in the outside corner, and good healthy hack from Brooks, the number 8 man who walked in the 3rd inning. So not yet to record an official at bat today. That's downstairs. Solid downward angle is Chef. He'll get the second. And that kicks in the center, but no more bases. But really good base running for Cooper Chef, and already a runner into scoring position for the Oaks.
It's clearly something that the Oaks coaching staff has worked on a lot with these base runners. The second that any of these guys see downward angle, they've made the break to try to take that extra base. Sure, we've seen a couple of guys thrown out on the bases, but you just love to see that aggressiveness from this Oaks offense.
On one to Brooks, misses away. You can see Cody Howard going to the changeup really often this inning, or at least so far.
Well, it's more of a pitch that he likes to throw versus lefties, and the slider versus the right-handed hitters. In this inning, we've seen 2 lefties.
Brooks fouls it straight back. Huge hack on a missed location. Looked like a cutter that dropped down right down the middle. It was about 10 miles an hour of speed difference between the fastball and the cutter from Howard. Brooks definitely wants that one back, but he'll have another chance. 2-2. Cooper Chef on second. The 2-2 fastball misses way outside. So the count will run full. Alon Camarillo waits on deck. The Oaks have had their chances today, but some defensive miscues and quite a bit of offensive miscues. They've been picked off twice in this game, 2 times in the 3rd inning alone. Payoff pitch. Brooks chops one foul, and again into the Foresters dugout, and it looked like it might have hit somebody, but I think everybody actually got out of the way. So we've seen a bat fly in there, not a baseball, which is obviously the more common of the two. Chef on second. Payoff pitch. Downstairs, ball 4. Jack Brooks works his second base on balls of the day. The Oaks have something brewing here with 1 out. In the 5th inning, 2 on for Alon Camarillo, and all of a sudden the tying run is at the plate. Ball 1. Camarillo singled, kind of a bloop variety back in the 3rd. A ball that the left fielder Rogers and shortstop Markle miscommunicated on. It fell in for a hit. 2 on for the Oaks. 1-0, really good slider on the corner. Chef on second, Brooks on first. Tying run at the plate in Camarillo, and spinning off and just lobbing it over to Pompey is Cody Howard.
Yeah, Howard used to the Division I college baseball rules in the NCAA. You're allowed unlimited pickoff attempts as long as you throw it, but only 1 disengagement from the mound without throwing it, which is different from the CCL. You could, I'm sure, step off without throwing it multiple times, but in the NCAA, these pitchers are just taught to make sure they throw the ball.
1-1. Swung on and missed. Camarillo going to have to go into 2-strike mode himself as Lucas Danielewicz waits on deck. Tying run at the plate for the Oaks. Chef on second, Brooks on first. 1-2 pitch coming up to Camarillo. And a swing and a foul tip held on to by the catcher Taman. So frustrating strikeout as it brings the top of the order back up. Lucas Danielewicz, who really sent a ball straight away center field, hit very well in his last at bat, but a lot of room out there in center for the center fielder Sebring. But the Oaks looking to just cash in anything, something to the gap. Most certainly would score. Chef, and Brooks has a good chance too. Brooks, as we've mentioned, one of the fastest runners, arguably the fastest on the team. Two ducks on the pond for the Oaks. 1-0 to Danielewicz. And he swings and misses through that one. 1-1. Really sharp slider from Howard. He's been using it all game long, and we could see why. He has a great feel for it. We've seen Howard double up a lot on off speed, not as often on fastballs, but a healthy fastball at 93. Hitters always has to have that in the back of their mind, even if they want to sit on an off speed pitch. Chef on second, Brooks on first. 2-1 is fought foul right back by us. Gets kind of sawed off on the fastball on the inside edge.
Well, the Oaks have done a great job making Howard work this inning. Just 48 pitches through 4, but 21 pitches here in this 5th inning so far.
And now a full count. This is a huge opportunity for the Oaks. Tying run at the plate and Daniel Witz. It's time to party. Both runners will be on the move with this pitch. Coupon, Chef on second, Brooks on first. The payoff pitch will have to wait. And we could see, still used to those rules, just tosses out to Pompey, who's not holding on Chef anymore.
The second base umpire is just laughing right now.
Well, once again, it's time to party. Chef will be on the move, and Brooks will be on the move. The payoff pitch. High fly ball off to the right, but it'll find foul ground. Tying run at the plate in Daniel Witz. Both runners will be on the move. The 3-2. Line to left, and that is going to be down for a hit. No, just foul. And you can hear the entire visiting side of the stadium, the Oaks dugout in the stands, disputing that. That looked like very close, to say the least. But a foul ball.
Yeah, I thought it was just foul too. And the Oaks players all erupted, but the coaching staff stayed pretty calm. They tend to actually watch with their eyes rather than their heart.
We'll do it again. Payoff pitch. That misses downstairs and away. Ball 4. So the bases will be loaded for Austin Carrillo.
No sign of action in the Foresters bullpen. Howard was very efficient through the first 4 innings of this one, just 48 pitches, but over 70 now on the game with 20-plus pitches this inning alone, and a chance for the Oaks to really chip into this lead and potentially tie the game. We've got the guys coming up that you want. Carrillo and Rubin.
3-4-5 or 2-3-4. The Oaks with the biggest opportunity. The Oaks with the biggest opportunity of the day. Daniel Witz, the tying run at first. The base is loaded for Austin Carrillo. Takes one at the knees. Dotted fastball. Velocity still up there in the 90s for Howard in the 5th. Chef on third, Brooks on second, Daniel Witz on first. And Carrillo takes a changeup downstairs.
Well, this is for Howard. And at bat, you got to be careful. Nowhere to put Carrillo, but also one of the CCL's very best hitters. So when you're throwing him strikes, it's got to make sure it's on the corner. That was the one to hit for Carrillo. Looked like that cutter that just drifted right to the middle of the plate, and Austin just missed it.
Bases are yoked with Oaks. Chef on third, Brooks on second, Daniel Witz on first. Daniel Witz represents the tying run. 1-2. Fouled back. There's a 94. The hardest pitch of Howard's outing. You could see him gearing back in what most likely will be his last frame.
The fact that he's still at 94 in the tank is quite impressive from Howard, and good for Carrillo to make sure he gets a piece of that.
That just misses. A little bit inside, maybe down. It did appear to be a ball, but that is as close as it can get, and a very risky take for Austin Carrillo. The entire Foresters field and dugout thought they had strike 3. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that hits Austin. Unbelievable. Another one. And that's going to be an RBI. Cooper Chef claps as he comes home for the first Oaks run of the game. Tying run now at second base. 3-1 ball game.
Well, we've seen Carrillo frustrated after his hit by pitches lately, but he's not going to be frustrated after that one. Looked like he struck out on the pitch before after being frozen on a fastball, called a ball, and then getting hit by that pitch, which gives the Oaks their first run of the game and puts the tying run in scoring position.
So this prompts a mound visit. We're not sure if he's going to be taken out of this game, but it does not look like it. Looks like there's still just a guy getting loose in the bullpen. So it looks like it's Howard's inning to finish. This inning started with the George Baker strikeout. Since then, Cooper Chef singled, Jack Brooks walked, Alon Camarillo struck out, Lucas Danielwicz walked, and then we just saw Austin Carrillo get hit by a pitch to score the first Oaks run. Arguably the best Oaks hitter, Justin Rubin, at the plate. Brooks on third, Danielwicz on second. We'll just take a quick break as the home plate umpire calls time. But as mentioned, Brooks on third, Danielwicz on second, Carrillo on first. A run home in the inning, but the Oaks looking for more. First pitch, slider misses upstairs.
Rubin was up there with 2 men on and 2 out earlier in the ball game, but had the bat taken out of his hands with Carrillo getting picked off. It'll be fun to see him swing away in this situation.
Tried to go back to the same pitch, but it misses in, maybe up. Did appear to catch the top of the strike zone.
Let's see if Justin sits dead red here.
Base is full of Oaks. The 2-0 to Rubin. And he takes at the knees. We've seen absolute paint when he needed it from Cody Howard. Really all game long, and especially in this 5th inning. Laboring here. Approaching 80 pitches. 2-1. That just misses down and away.
Frustration growing in the Foresters dugout. They aren't pleased with the home plate umpire.
A good hitter's count to a good hitter with the bases loaded. The 3-1 misses inside, ball 4. So Howard forced in a run on the hit by pitch from Carrillo. He now walks in another. The Oaks are within 1. It's now 3-2.
Nice patient at bat from Justin Rubin. I'm sure he was very anxious to find the gap and tie the game or take the lead for the Oaks, but doesn't chase on these borderline pitches and takes the walk.
And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Fastball to get it. Frustrations building for the Foresters, but the Oaks looking for that big hit they've had this entire winning streak. Bases loaded, the 0-1. Really sharp slider. Exactly where he wanted it, low and away. Leahy now falls behind 0-2. He was a strikeout victim swinging back in the first. Since then, he's popped out to the shortstop, Markle. Danielwicz on third, Carrillo on second, Rubin on first. And that slider briefly gets away, but Tayman able to corral it. Danielwicz retreats after taking an elongated secondary lead.
It's exactly what we've seen from the Oaks lately. He sees downward angle and was ready to come home, but the ball was kept close enough to Tayman.
Bases loaded. 2 runs home. The Oaks with the tying run at third base in Danielwitz. 1-2. Lee thought about it, but he lays off. There's that slider again, and Nick stays alive.
Well, because he got him with it 3 consecutive times his last at-bat, Howard just keeps going back to that slider to try to get Leahy.
Nowhere to put him. Bases filled with Oaks. The 2-2. Leahy slaps it off to the right out of play. We barreled that one, but just well tardy on the 93 paint on the corner.
Howard still maintained his velocity, even with this elongated 30-pitch inning.
Danielwitz represents the tying run 90 feet away. 2-2. Just upstairs. This inning has now brought everybody on edge.
Both sides of fans, I should say, are in full effect.
Absolutely. It's time to party. Bases loaded, 3-2 count. The runners will be on the move. The payoff. Downstairs, ball 4. Another run walked in. The Oaks have tied this game. Unbelievable.
The Oaks have tied it without putting a ball in play.
Yeah, let's just take a look at the last 3 hitters. RBI hit by pitch, RBI base on balls, and another RBI base on balls.
And that's, I believe, going to do it for Cody Howard. The catcher, Tayman, has gone out to have a conversation, but I'm going to assume this is just time to get the reliever ready.
Well, you can see somebody heading down there to ask if he's ready, but I guess for now it looks like Howard might go after West.
Not sure if I agree with this decision from the Foresters.
Well, Howard was electric through the first 4 1/3 as West takes a good strike. But since then, he's really, during this inning, lost his command. The Oaks have tied the game. Carrillo on third, Rubin on second, Leahy on first. The 0-1 to West. And he swings and misses through a slider.
The pitch has been fooling Landon all day. Can't sit on a breaking ball, but this 0-2 pitch.
0-2 and a swing and a miss. West strikes out. The Oaks strand 3, but they tie the score. It's 3-3 as we head to the top of the 6th. It is a new pitcher as we expected. Ryan Humphreys went the first 5, allowing 3 hits, 3 runs, all of which were earned. Struck out 5 in the process. Reagan Gale coming in for another outing. We've seen him go 1 inning in each of his first couple. We'll see what the plan is here, but has to face the top of the order 1, 2, 3 in the 6th.
Yeah, Reagan actually has an average of less than 1 inning per outing. 7 games, 6 1/3 innings pitched. And that one outing was the tough inning in Arroyo Seco.
Check swing back to Gale. He'll just run it over a little bit, then toss underhanded to Landon West. Quick out number 1 here in the 6th.
Well, it's an imperative task right now for Reagan Gale to put up a 0. After the Oaks played 3 runs and tied this game in the bottom of the 5th inning, there's nothing else more important than putting up a 0 in the next half for the Oaks pitching staff.
Jonas Sebring 0 for 1 with a walk. Walked back in the 3rd. That was to the starter, Ryan Humphreys. Looks like a cutter that missed downstairs. One 0. Check down. He did go. You could tell that Sebring did not agree. It looked like it caught the corner anyways, but the ball does not lie. 1-1. Sebring still talking to the home plate umpire about it.
Decent velocity from Gale. 91 on the fastball.
Definitely in these two teams atop the CCL South. Power matchups with the pitching most certainly today. The starter Howard for the Foresters, topped out at 94. Humphreys, I believe, topped out at 90. And Gale, we just saw with 91.
We're going to see more of that tomorrow for the Oaks.
Two 1 up the middle, and it's going to be off the bag. It kicks to Camarillo, but into center field. It wasn't hit too hard, but just to the right spot, and a frustrating 1-out single. That's now the 4th hit for the Foresters. 4 for the Foresters, 3 for the Oaks, just 7 in all. Big lead. Runner goes at first. The pitch is high. The throw down from Baker. No slide. You're out. I don't know what the heck he was doing, but George Baker, or actually that's Marcus Galvan behind the plate, tosses out Sebring.
It was really bizarre from Sebring.
Yeah, that was.
That brings out Bill Pintard.
On the ground left side, Camarillo plays it on the backhand. He fires across. Out number 3. Quick and easy. Gale faces the minimum. We're still scoreless in the inning. 3-3 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Galvan, who took place or who came in for George Baker defensively and threw out a runner.
This is the same thing we saw the other day with George Baker in his first start. He got pulled mid-game for Landon West, and we do know that George is coming off of a knee injury, so I think that's why they're being cautious with him behind the plate.
The new pitcher for the Foresters, Diego Ramos. Sidearm movement at 90.
Yeah, throwing from that angle and still throwing 90 can't be fun to face.
Kind of a similar delivery to Camilo Doval. Closer on the San Francisco Giants. Galvan ahead 2-0. And he gets straightened up by a fastball down the middle. You could see that started on the inside part of the plate and then just kind of retailed back down the middle. And that just shows you how hard hitting is. Galvan takes a pitch down the middle, but he almost jumps out of the way of it because of the intense break. But Marcus jumps ahead 3-1. Interestingly, Humphreys and the starter for the Foresters, Howard, had exactly identical lines. They both had 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, and 5 strikeouts. 3-1 to Marcus, and he'll take upstairs ball 4. So the last thing that Ramos wanted to do to start his day, a leadoff walk.
That's always frustrating for a coach when a reliever comes in and walks the leadoff man.
And the Oaks, especially after that very quick under 10 pitch inning from Reagan Gale, they definitely have the momentum in this one, despite the tie. Cooper Chef almost gets hit by a pitch. Looked like a off-speed, maybe slider that just jumped out of the way. Well, definitely a right-on-right matchup cannot be too comfortable here when it looks like the ball is getting delivered out of your ear with that sidearm movement. But Chef will take one pretty much down the middle. Good sink on it. 1-1.
Yeah, because of where he releases it, any front door breaking ball to these right-handed hitters would seemingly start behind them.
Jack Brooks waits on deck. Alon Camarillo lingers in the hole. Check over on Galvan, who had a lead about as big as a Subway footlong sandwich, so barely off the bag. He'll dive back anyways.
You do know that a foot long is just a foot, so.
Okay, bro. Thank you. Allegedly. 1-1. Chef pops one off to the right foul. That almost hit the bus. Hit off the facing just to the left. I believe over some garbage cans. We saw that bus already get hit once today. Ty Walton warming up in the pen, so it looks like it most likely will just be the 1 inning for Reagan Gale. 1-2, kicks away toward the on-deck circle. Taman couldn't find it. Now Galvan will take a wide turn around second base. I'd assume a wild pitch on that one. But the Oaks with a runner in scoring position, the go-ahead run, looking for their first lead of the day. The opportunity with Marcus Galvan at second base.
Look for Cooper Chef to just hit something on the ground to the right side. Especially in a 2-strike count, he now has that runner on second. Want to get him over to third any way you can.
So Galvan now at second base, their go-ahead run here in the tie game. 3-3 in the 6th. 2-2 to Cooper Chef. And he hammers one out to left center field. Rogers going back. He'll have room and make the catch. Galvan is tagging. The throw goes to third, and he will be out. A double play. An excellent throw from Will Rogers in left field. That'll be a 7-5 double play.
I really like the decision by Marcus Galvan to tag up there. On a ball hit to left center field, Rogers' momentum was going back, and it took a perfect throw. And he just made that throw, and looks like Coach Solis agrees with the decision as well. He just walked over to Galvan on the other side of the dugout just to pat him on the back.
Just shows how tight the room for air is here with these two top teams in the CCL, both having excellent summers so far, and we've seen it all today. Jack Brooks getting his third look. Fastball way outside. Brooks 0 for 0. Has not recorded an at-bat. He's walked in both plate appearances.
Yeah,
just as good at singles.
Yeah, Jack's put together today really couple of nice plate appearances.
He fouls it off his foot. That ball Chef hit 93 on the hanging breaking ball. 1-2, slap the other way, and just foul. Tailing off the left-handed bat of Brooks. 91 in, 95 out. So he'll have to walk back, catch his breath briefly. So it looks like Ty Walton will have the 7th. That's on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Tie game here, 3-3 as we head to the later innings. We head to the later innings. Ty Walton going to pitch the 7th. It'll be 4, 5, 6. Holman, Souza, and Pompey. Jack Holman leading off.
Isn't it wild that... Let's see what's going on right now with Bill Pintard. Bill Pintard, head coach for the Foresters, is out having a conversation with the home plate umpire. Not entirely sure what this could be related to.
Yeah, I'm with you. They're calling Coach Solis over. Yeah, I don't know what this is about because Coach Pintard just talking only with Coach Solis. The home plate umpire just kind of lingering around listening. Not too sure.
Not sure I've ever seen this before.
I mean, I just don't know what they could be talking about.
Where the home plate umpire wouldn't even be involved, just listening to
I mean, he's just listening in. I mean, it seems friendly, but I don't know. Conversation looks to be concluding. I guess that's that. So a little delay to start the 7th, but we resume now. Tie game 3-3. Ty Walton fires in a first pitch fastball downstairs.
And it's pretty remarkable. Like coming into this summer, Ty Walton was a position player for the Oaks, made an appearance in Compton in a blowout, and now, after a few appearances, he's become a really high leverage reliever for the Oaks, appearing in a tie ball game late against one of the best teams in the CCL.
Falls behind 3-0. While Ty has had some really nice stuff. He has struggled with command a little bit here and there, and in danger of walking Holman lead off the inning. And he actually will hit him right in the back of the knee with the slider. Holman in a little bit of pain, understandably so, but kind of the last thing that Ty Walton wants to do to start this inning.
Definitely not what you want if you're Ty, who, as you mentioned, has had some command issues, walking 7 guys in 6 innings, but he's also struck out 10 batters and only allowed 3 hits, limiting the damage to just 3 runs overall. That's in 6 innings for Ty.
Shows bunt, pulls back Nolan Souza. So that's now 5 straight balls. Cooper Chef was running in, but I'd imagine pretty soon we might be seeing a take sign. We'll see.
Yeah, I actually think that was a fake bunt all the way. I don't think he was ever going to lay a bunt down there.
And Walton now falling behind 2-0, so 6 straight balls to start his outing. We'll see if Souza is sitting dead red here, but Walton fires the 2-0 and it hits him. So back-to-back hit by pitches to start the 7th. Marcus Galvan going over to talk things over. Now Coach Solis heads out. Perhaps just to calm him down. There is action in the Oaks bullpen. There's also a little bit of guys just kind of tossing around over there in the visiting bullpen, but nothing serious. The visit will conclude, so the go-ahead run now at second base. Nobody on the inning, but 2 on, and a big opportunity for the Foresters for TJ Pompey. 1 out of 2 with the walk, or actually 1 for 1 with the walk. Had an RBI double for the game's first run back in the 2nd. He shows bunt and pulls back, and he takes a strike. Definitely a big sigh of relief for Ty Walton. So whatever the mound visit was talked about, looks like it's paying off a little bit.
Well, the velocity on that pitch was a few miles an hour less than the pitches we've seen thus far. Just trying to groove one in there. He is, from the dugout, they're thinking that he's flying open a little bit.
1-1 is a high pop-up to the left side. Cooper Chef calls in foul territory, will make the catch for out number 1. Huge first out. Now the Oaks 1 pitch away with a potential double play ball.
Yeah, that's massive for Ty. It's a great bounce back at bat for him. Hits the first 2 batters and comes back with a few strikes, gets that pop-up, and now just 1 pitch away from getting the Oaks back in the dugout.
So Johnny Rodriguez, 1 out of 2. He singled back in the 2nd. That was against the starter Ryan Humphreys. He goes way out in front of that. Really nice changeup from Ty.
That's a new pitch that Walton has added to his repertoire. Had mostly been fastball to slider.
0-1 is hit on the screws, but foul first base way.
God, for someone who just started pitching, to have a changeup that good, it's pretty impressive. It's not an easy pitch to learn how to throw.
We see him double up there, so definitely getting some more confidence in that pitch. 0-2 is lined into right field, a base hit. Getting the wave is Holman. The throw from Danielwitz coming plateward will be cut off by Landon West. The Foresters take the lead 4-3.
Sharply hit ball through the right side from Rodriguez. And not the strongest throw from Danielwitz, forcing West to cut it off, allowing the run to come in. Either way, it would have taken an absolutely perfect throw from Danielwitz to nail the runner.
Souza on second, Rodriguez on first now. The 0-1, Taman chases a high fastball out of the zone. That's on the corner, went to the fastball to get it. Strike two. That's strike three, right on the outside edge. First strikeout of the day for Ty Walton. It's a huge out number 2 of the 7th.
Really good location on that fastball from Walton. Just freezing the hitter there. Picking up his first strikeout of the day, 11th of the summer for Ty.
Drew Markle, strikeout victim in the 3rd, but he singled an RBI in the 5th. Takes a fastball in there. Walton starting to get a better feel for it. Big lead at second for Souza. And Markle hits one on the ground and sharply to second. Camarillo goes the short way. Nice play. Out number 3. The Foresters do get a run. They retake the lead 4-3, but we head to the bottom of the 7th. Four to 3 game. Diego Ramos back out there for the Foresters here in the 7th. Alon Camarillo going to lead it off. Strike one. Went to the fastball in the outside corner to get it.
Camarillo made a nice defensive play to end the top half of the 7th inning. Hard hit ball in the 5-6 hole. Made it look easy, throwing over to second base.
Yeah, a lot of those plays that some of these defenders so smooth with it. They make it look easy. You kind of forget that it's a hard play, but that's just kind of the result of smooth hands. And he gets straightened up by that one. Fastball tailing up and in. But he jumps ahead 2-1. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Oaks. Danielewicz waits on deck. Austin Carrillo waits in the hole. Camarillo sends a high fly ball to left field. Rogers pretty much straight away in the left center field gap will make the catch for out number 1.
Definitely a hittable pitch there from Camarillo. A bit of a hanging breaking ball that Alon just gets underneath of and flies out routinely to left.
Yeah, some good front door action from Ramos. Strike one to Lucas Danielewicz. Danielewicz 0 for 2 with the walk. He grounded out to third back in the first, flew out to the center fielder Sebring in the third, and then walked in the fifth. Popped up shallow center field. Sebring coming on to make the catch for out number 2. So 2 quick outs here in the 7th inning for Diego Ramos. That brings up Austin Carrillo, who's got 2 hit by pitches in this game. He picked up an RBI on the bases loaded one back in the 5th. Lined out to right field all the way back in the 1st.
I can't imagine Carrillo's reaction if he's plunked again today. That'd be 6 times in his last 2 games played.
1-0. Tough call there for Austin. Looked like a fastball tailing outside. We haven't been seeing that called consistently today, but the first time we've seen one of those types of variety of calls. So the count will even at 1. But a pretty good frame from Tayman. 1-1 upstairs. Missed with the breaking ball. More action in the Oaks bullpen. Same thing with the Forsters.
It's Luis Lures for the Oaks.
And it's Ty Zarodnik, the big lefty that we've seen a couple times against Santa Barbara for the Foresters. That'll miss outside. Fastball tailing down and away. So Austin jumps ahead. 3-1. And that is not ball 4. Carrillo tossed the bat. It did appear to miss about a baseball outside, but Austin gets the bad news.
And those are always the most frustrating ones, too. The balls called off the outer half of the plate that were backdoor breaking balls because they just start so far off the outside edge. If it's going to be called 2 balls off the plate, it's just impossible.
3-2, and it almost hits him, but it is a walk. Austin on for the 3rd time today without the benefit of a base hit. So that'll extend things for Justin Rubin. He also walked. That was back in the 5th. He picked up an RBI himself. Bases loaded. The Oaks have had that big hit throughout this entire winning streak, but still looking for that today. Just 3 hits for Conejo, 5 for the Foresters. Very good, very well pitched game on both sides. Yanks that. Nice job by Tayman to pick it on the backhand.
Well, and for the Oaks, 2 of their 3 hits were less than 60 miles an hour. The infield single by Rubin and the bloop single by Camarillo. The only hard hit Oaks hit was Cooper Chef's base knock up the middle.
Gets the hands out of the way, but a called strike fastball that looked like it missed about a baseball inside, but Rubin getting the bad news. And that's as borderline as you can get, but from our TrackMan zone, it was inside. 2-1. Yeah, Yeah, this has got some of the most nasty break we've really seen all season long, just out of that arm slot. Really good velocity, too, from the side. Looks like Ruben was guessing something else. He takes a breaking ball pretty much right there. So the count will even at 2. Carrillo at first, representing the tying run here in the 4-3 game. 2-2 pitch coming up to Ruben. Just lays off that one. Good slider. A lot of movement that I'm sure looked like a strike for a long way. So the count will run full.
Well, you could see Justin follow that pitch all the way in. Clearly seeing it well. And definitely going to make Ramos think about what to throw on this 3-2 pitch.
Tying run, Carrillo will be on the move. Payoff pitch coming up to Justin Ruben. And he gets hit. Missing with the slider. So the inning will continue, painfully so, but the Oaks are threatening once again. Nick Leahy coming up.
I'm not sure how many batters the Foresters are going to let Ramos stay in there for. Tying and go-ahead runs, both on base. And a dangerous hitter at the plate. Ty Zaradnik has sat down. It's now a right-hander up and throwing.
Well, Landon West, the righty, waits on deck, and then Marcus Galvan in the hole. He's a lefty, so, I mean, you mentioned Ty Zaradnik sat down, but I'd imagine if they were going to go to him, they would most likely wait till Galvan came back up because Landon struggled with those righty breaking balls today. But we'll see. It looks like an elongated conversation. I do not believe they're going to make a pitching change here. To me, it looks like they will elect to continue with Diego Ramos, which they will. The mound visit concludes. So all of a sudden, we got another huge spot in this game, I should say. Tying run at second base in Austin Carrillo. Go-ahead run at first in Justin Ruben. Leahy fouls it off himself. Chases the slider under the zone. He goes after the changeup this time. So Leahy going to go in 2-strike mode. Carrillo on second, Ruben on first. The 0-2, strike 3 called on the inside corner. Leahy didn't like the call, but that'll do things. The Oaks leave 2 runners on here in the 7th. It's 4-3 as we head to the 8th. New pitcher relieving Ty Walton, Luis Lures, going to face 1-2-3 top of the order for the Foresters. 4-3 game. Santa Barbara on top of Conejo. It's getting late. First pitch, good breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. Lures jumps out ahead. Peterson 0 for 3 from the number 1 spot. 2 pop-ups and a ground ball back to Reagan Gale in the 6th inning that he tossed over to Landon West, a 1-3 put out. Just 8 hits total on both sides. 1-1 misses away. Looks like Lures overthrew the fastball.
This is Lures' 6th appearance of the summer. 9 2/3 innings, less than a 4 ERA, 3.72 coming into play today.
2-1 is just bounded softly. Ethan Glassman goes to pick it up by the third base coach circle.
It's really just been the one bad outing for Lures against the San Diego Sunrays. Other than the one appearance in which he allowed a few runs, Luis has been one of the best relievers for the Oaks.
And in that outing, he got the first 2 outs of the inning really fast, 2 quick flyouts, and then 4 earned runs to his name after the Sunrays had a big 2-out rally. 2-2, he spikes the fastball, so the count will run full. Definitely don't want to walk the leadoff hitter with the big bats coming up for Santa Barbara. Three-two pitch is just low. That looked like a really good spot at the knees, but Lures not getting the call. It was pretty borderline. It looked like it could have gone either way.
It does feel like that pitch has been called a strike pretty consistently today. But it could also have to do with the fact or the way that Marcus Galvan caught it behind the plate.
And that's one heck of a take, I might add. So now nobody out and a runner on for Jonas Sebring, 1 out of 3. Singled back in the 6th. Shows bunt, but he takes a fastball in the outside corner after he pulls back.
Got to keep an eye on Peterson over there. You got a pretty big lead on that pitch.
Well, the Foresters runners have been picked off twice. Drew Markle once and then Peterson another time. So there have been some running into outs on both sides. 1-0, hammered out the center field into the gap. Brooks is not going to get there. It's going to one-hop the wall. Rounding second and heading for third and home is going to be Peterson, as that's a stand-up RBI double for Jonas Sebring. It's 5-3 Santa Barbara.
Really good piece of hitting there from Sebring. Driving that ball to the right center field gap, exactly how you're taught to do it. And now if you're the Oaks, you just want to make sure this inning doesn't get away from them.
No, he won a new baseball. Still nobody out in the inning for Will Rogers, the number 3 hitter. And now they're going to call a balk on Luis Lures. Looked like he forgot to step off when going to scratch his head. Definitely a miscue that cannot happen this late in the game. So to third base goes Jonas Sebring. Oaks will bring their infield in. Strike 1. Fastball at the knees. Oh, 1, that's going to get away from Galvan. Another run home. Now the Foresters have doubled their lead 6-3.
A preventable run allowed by the Oaks just now. Yes, you allowed the double into right center, but a balk and a wild pitch is what gets him to third and crossing the plate.
So the count moves to 2-1. Basically a clean inning now, or a new inning. Nobody on, nobody out. 2-1 on the ground, left side. Nice play. Cooper Chef to his knee, throws to first. Cooper Chef on the slide. Makes it look so easy.
I mean, that's just textbook Cooper Chef right there. Just a difficult play, ranging to his left, not only making the slide, but then having that good internal clock, knowing he can set his feet and making a perfect throw over to first. Can't do it much better than that.
So Chef steals a hit away from Rogers. And Jack Holman sprays one off to the left out of play.
Cooper Chef just not only plays it well at third base, but he's also been a great shortstop for the Oaks. And right now, with Alon Camarillo at short and Chef at third, they've really got that left side of the infield on lock.
One to Holman, misses away and a little bit down.
Good kid, Jack Holman. Very good kid is Jack Holman.
According to Trent. Sure he is. 1-1, and he pops it foul off to the left out of play. You could tell he was frustrated for chasing that. Did only appear to be a little bit off the plate, but we've seen that ball not get called out too much.
Holman leads the Foresters in just about every offensive category. Tied for the team lead in hits, leads the team in RBI, leads the team in average.
1-2 in the dirt, 2-2.
Leads the team in slug. Second on the team in on base percentage. I mean, you name it, Jack Holman's in the top two for the Foresters.
Lures ready with the 2-2. And a swing and a miss. He went fishing after a changeup. His first strike of the day for Luis Lures, 2 outs in the 8th.
Not an easy guy to strike out. Only the 4th time that Holman has gone down in this CCL campaign.
So that'll bring up Nolan Souza from the left side. Just 0 for 1, but he has walked back in the 2nd and was hit by a pitch in the 7th. That hit by pitch was against Ty Walton. And he grounds one sharply up the middle into center field. A hundo off the bat and a ringing 2-out single for Nolan Souza extends things in the 8th. So TJ Pompey, who will get his 4th look of the day. RBI double back in the 2nd. He walked in the 5th, and he popped up to Cooper Chef in foul territory in the 7th. Getting a plate appearance in back-to-back frames. First pitch strike, went to the fastball to get it right on the corner from Luis Lures. One popped up right side. Landon West on the first baseline will make the catch. 2 more runs for the Foresters. They've doubled the lead. It's 6-3 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Oaks have some work to do. Now a 6-3 game. Landon West going to lead it off. New pitcher for the Foresters, Reed Hensley, who we've seen this year. He's thrown 2 1/3, but part of his outing against the Oaks, so hopefully guys a little familiar with this stuff. But the Foresters get 2 runs in the top half of the inning and have now doubled the lead. It's 6-3 where we stand, heading into the final 6 outs to play with for the Oaks. First pitch grounded up the middle. Markle has it to his left, fires across, 1 out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Reed Hensley.
Marco's a really good defensive shortstop. Obviously, that was a routine play, but you can see he has a really good internal clock there. Takes a couple of shuffles, knowing how much time he has there, and firing an accurate throw over to first base.
So I'll bring up Marcus Galvan, who's getting his second look of the entire day. He came in for George Baker behind the plate after Baker had 2 plate appearances. Galvan walked back in the 6th inning. 93-mile-an-hour fastball dotted down and in. We've seen a lot of velocity on both sides today for the Oaks and Foresters. Power versus power against the 2 teams in the top of the CCL standings. 0-1. There's 93, but it misses way outside. 1-1. Galvan out of Grand Canyon. Limited playing time, but he had a home run in his few at-bats, his freshman campaign. Looking for some more this summer. 1-1. Just misses a little bit outside. You could see the catcher, Tayman, wanted it, framing it, but it did appear to be about maybe a ball and a half, maybe even 2, just to the left. Galvan ahead, 2-1. There's a really nice, looked like 12-6 curveball from Reed Hensley. You don't always see that pitch too often anymore in today's game, but really nice one there to make it a 2-2 count. Goes back to it again. Galvan just gets a piece, sends it right behind the plate.
Got a good chunk of the home plate umpire, too. I don't think the catcher, Tayman, realized it. Otherwise, he probably would have gone out to the mound. Right on the left shoulder of the home plate umpire.
Hensley out of the University of Oklahoma. Oaks just need some base runners to string together a couple hits. 2-2 inside. So Galvan, who walked back in the 6th, now in a position where he can get his second base on balls in as many attempts. Cooper Chef waits on deck. The Oaks just want some runners. Payoff pitch. And it's slap foul off to the left. Galvan well behind on the fastball. Nobody currently warming in the Oaks bullpen or the Foresters. 3-2 in the air to left center field. Struck pretty well. Rogers going back into the gap. He's not going to get there. And 1 hops the wall. Galvan around first. He's heading for 2. 1 out double. Marcus Galvan.
That's one of the best swings we've seen from Galvan all summer. Just a perfect piece of hitting. Backdoor breaking ball. And he sits on it, drives it into the gap in left center field. 94 off the bat. And giving the Oaks an opportunity here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, I mean, that was exactly what the best swing he could have put up. Getting a 94-mile-an-hour exit velo, as you mentioned, off a 78-mile-an-hour breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. That is prime-time hitting from Marcus Galvan. So Marcus on second. Cooper Chef, who made a very excellent defensive play. What's new in the top half of the inning. Shots from the left side. Galvan's running for third. Markle has some trouble with it. He'll bobble. Everybody's safe. What turned into a routine, looked like a ground out where Markle thought about running over to third and tossing it over with Galvan running on contact in front of him that you don't always see. I think that's what cost him, is he was thinking about that. But the Oaks definitely have to take advantage of this. This is a huge opportunity here in the late innings.
Well, yeah, and there was a chance Cooper Chef beats that one out. Running hard out of the box there, hitting that chopper to shortstop. Brings the tying run to the plate.
So Jack Brooks with runners at the corners, representing the tying run. Takes a ball outside. Looked like the curveball just missing. Wanted the backdoored, I presume. Galvan at third, Chef on first. Tying run at the plate in Brooks. And he slaps one foul off to the left. Well, Hensley really living on the outside part of the zone to left-handed hitters so far. We saw it with Galvan and now Jack Brooks. We'll see if he wants to challenge anybody inside. Pinch hitter Dominic Hellman waits on deck. Brooks takes a strike on the inside corner. 1-2. Hellman, who waits on deck, would pinch hit for Alon Camarillo. Brooks sends one softly to the left side, caught by Markle. So that will bring up, as mentioned, Dominic Hellman. Off to a relatively slow start this summer. We know the power, the potential power. 4 home runs and 59 at-bats at Oregon this past season. If you ever get out here for Oaks BP, it's quite a sight and a huge opportunity right here.
Well, no better time for Hellman to pick up his first home run as a member of the Oaks, and this is the perfect time for him to pinch hit, representing the tying run.
Tying run at the plate in Hellman. And this pitch is popped up just behind the plate and just to our right. Dude, you should have hammered that.
Well, we know Alon Camarillo has been swinging the bat well, but he's more of a gap-to-gap guy, more of a singles hitter. In this situation, the Oaks are looking for lightning in a bottle.
Galvan at third, Chef on first. 2 outs in the inning here in the 6-3 game. 0-1, and Hellman just sends it off to the right out of play.
He takes some big swings up there. Doesn't matter if it's nobody on, nobody out, or representing the tying run. Hellman will not get cheated up there.
We'll go into 2-strike mode. Just a run. And he'll get hit. Another hit by pitch as that attempted front door curveball grabs a piece of Dominic Hellman. The TrackMan actually registered an exit velocity off Hellman's shoulder, 23 miles an hour. I guess that's impressive. I don't know.
He's a strong man. Somebody check on the baseball. Make sure it's okay.
Yeah, I think he hurt that baseball. So now the tying run on first base. Daniel Witch fouls it straight back.
The ball's just sitting in the on-deck circle, and nobody on the Foresters has come to grab it.
Lucas 0 for 3 with a walk out of the top spot of the Oaks lineup. Daniel Witz to center. Hit well. Sebring going back, but he'll have room to make the catch. The Oaks strand 3. It's 6-3 as we head to the top of the 9th. Top of the ninth inning, 6-3 after the Oaks stranded a bases-loaded opportunity in the bottom half of the eighth. Luis Luer is going to go out there for the ninth and just try to keep the score where it is.
Alejandro Hueso has been standing in the Oaks bullpen, hasn't been throwing, but there just in case. It was really in case the Oaks tied it in the bottom of the eighth inning, but because they didn't, it's still Luers.
7, 8, 9.
The Oaks have also made a defensive change.
Yeah, Reeve Boyd is taking over for Dominic Hellman, who pinch hit for Elan Camarillo in the bottom of the eighth. So Boyd is at shortstop. Or Boyd's actually at third. Chef slides over to short.
We've seen Boyd at second and third base, and Chef more so of the shortstop.
Shortstop position definitely lets him roam free. 1-2 to Taylor. There is action in the Foresters bullpen. Right-hander down there. Nobody currently warming for the Oaks, so it looks like this is Luers' inning. Two-two, chopped right side. Off the glove of West and into right field. That'll be a base hit. Second of the day for Rodriguez. Definitely was going to be a tough play had West even fielded that with his momentum going way away from the bag. Luers was obviously covering, but I guess we'll never know. Difficult start to the inning nonetheless. So I'll bring up the catcher, Taman, who has had a pretty rough day. He's on the verge of the golden sombrero. 0 for 3, 3 punch-outs. 2 times looking, 1 time swinging. He gets strained up by a breaking ball inside. One-0 is served out towards left center field. Shallow. Carrillo going in, and he's not going to get there. It drops in front. Jack Brooks fields it. Back-to-back singles to start off the ninth.
Unlucky for the Oaks there.
All right, this game's got to end.
Ball just pops up into no man's land in the left center field. And we've noted it before in the matchup between these two teams, but haven't talked about it yet today. Will Rogers, a 3-hitter for the Foresters, is also a 2-way guy, and right now he's warming up in the bullpen, ready to close the ninth inning for Santa Barbara.
So Drew Markle with 2 on, nobody out. Shows bunt, gets it down. Luers has it. He was going to go to third, but Boyd was breaking toward the mound, and the throw to first. West drops. Everybody's safe.
Tough breaks all around for the Oaks. Reeve Boyd charges there when he probably should have stayed home, and they would have had the out at third. But now the umpires are going to come together to see if the runner deviated from the base path and knocked the ball at a West's glove.
Well, I didn't see it, but our track man guy Trent said it. He hit it for sure. He got a better look than us. I was looking more, towards the left side.
Trent was on it right away.
He's sure of it.
It's a big call on this one. The difference, obviously, between bases loaded and nobody out and second and third, 1 out is just massive.
I mean, it all comes down to if an umpire saw it. I remember they're going to call him safe. Yeah. Well, remember, there was an interference call last week at second base where the runner didn't slide. None of the umpires saw it, but Coach Solis became the lawyer of the year and pleaded it. But at the end of the day, these calls really come to if the umpires were looking.
Yeah, I actually talked to Coach Solis about that, and I asked him straight up, how did you convince the umpires? And he said that he walked them through the situation, told them exactly what happened, and they realized that the correct call wasn't made.
Oaks infield in, first pitch. That's a strike. Top of the order, Caden Peterson. for the 5th time today. Still looking for his first base hit of the game. Through the left side and off the runner. He is going to be out. Run does score, I believe.
No, I think he goes back to third.
Wow, that is a very tough break for the Foresters.
The ball was past Cooper Chef. I don't know. I'm surprised
Yeah.
to see this to go back to third. But
Got to be honest, I played baseball for pretty much 16, 17 years of my life. I've never seen it in this situation, so I wasn't too sure. But the runner will stay at third, and that is a massive break as there's now 1 out in the inning.
here comes Bill Pintard. He wants to know why the run doesn't count because it's not like the runner was in front of the shortstop Cooper Chef. He was certainly behind him. But Pintard wants to talk to the second base umpire who made the call, not the home plate umpire who ruled the runner going back to third.
I don't know if he has much to argue for here, especially the other umpires aren't coming together about it. Obviously a conversation right now, but Peterson just kind of waiting over towards the first base coaching box.
The umpires are going to come together. Coach Pintard convinced them.
Well, this has to be like an official ruling, like in the scorebook or the rules of baseball.
How do you score this, though? In a
Yeah,
scorebook?
that's what I was thinking.
Fielder's choice?
I have no idea.
The only question here is whether or not the run is going to count, I'm assuming, because obviously the ball clearly hit the runner at second base, so he'll for sure be out. It's really just a matter of whether or not they're going to allow the runner at third base to come home or not.
Very long conversation.
Obviously a big call in the game, so they want to make sure that they get this one correct.
Well, again, what I was saying is, Trent's looking up the official ruling, but this has to come down to whatever the official rule is, and if they know the official rule.
Right.
Looks like they're going to call him out, and
They're going to bring Coach Solis out now.
which
I'm sure it's a fielder's choice with the fielder closest getting credit for the play.
But what about the run?
I'm not sure about
Trent says the ruling would be a fielder's choice with the fielder closest. That would be Cooper Chef getting credited for the play.
the ball is dead and no runner may score.
So the ruling actually in the scorebook is the ball is dead. No runner will score, but they're going to send him home.
Maybe I can't.
Unless we are looking at the wrong rule. So it is 7-3 as we stand now.
Why? Why does the run score?
Huh.
I'm going to need to hear an explanation from this after the game. They're also... Are they saying that there's no outs?
No, there can't be.
Yeah, they're saying there's no outs.
That doesn't make sense because the official ruling on a ball hitting a runner is an out. That runner is out there. So I guess there's no outs apparently. This is one of the oddest things we've ever seen. First pitch strike or no. Apparently not a strike even though it was inside the strike zone.
Well, nobody in the ballpark has any idea what's going on right now.
Well, I'm surprised Coach Solis didn't contest that there's at least no outs or even ask about why the run is scoring. But
Maybe it's a rule that if he was behind the defensive player, then there's no outs because it didn't disrupt anything.
Well, all of a sudden, this is a big mess to clean up for the Oaks. 7-3 a run home and nobody out in the inning.
And I have gotten confirmation because it passed the infielder, it's live even if the ball hits him.
Lures falling behind 3-0 here to Sebring. Fires a strike in there right down the middle. Took a little bit off the fastball to get it. Bases filled with Foresters. Nobody out. The 3-1. And that hits him. So that's going to force in another run. RBI hit by pitch. That's now the second RBI of the day for Sebring.
Well, that call literally turned the entire complexion of this ball game. Instead of bases loaded and 1 out, and this still being a close game, bases loaded, no outs, and they're threatening for more.
Coach Slee's coming out. It doesn't look like somebody's throwing, but there might be somebody ready and waiting. This is kind of a solo conversation. There's now a trainer's coming out. It looks like a player is...
The hit by pitch.
Yeah, the hit by pitch.
Clearly got him in a bad spot.
I didn't really notice. It looked like the back or... Was an 83-mile-an-hour fastball from Lures.
The way he's hunched over.
Maybe he got the wind knocked out of him.
That's what I was about to say. That's what it looks like, the way he's hunched over.
Well, I didn't really think he was injured at all at first because he ran down to first fine, and then kind of that's when he kind of broke down a little bit.
They already put a pinch runner out there. Right now it's just a matter of him being able to get off the field on his own power. Yeah, Jack Bollinger's standing on first base as a pinch runner. So they're just going to get him back in the dugout.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Jonas Sebring. So the bases remain loaded and still nobody out in the inning. Will Rogers.
Could be a broken rib or something. That's what it looks like. The way he just walked off the field like that.
Well, hoping Sebring to be okay. Now Will Rogers comes in with a pinch runner on first base. The Oaks just looking for a ground ball. They would most certainly exchange 2 outs for a run here at the point where we are in. But Lures yanks the fastball outside. Eight-3 game, 2 runs home for the Foresters. That misses downstairs. Foresters have now scored in 3 consecutive innings. They've scored at this moment 5 unanswered runs. 1 run in the 7th, 2 in the 8th, and now 2 in the 9th, and threatening most certainly for more. Jack Holman waits on deck. The Lures behind 2-0 to Rogers, the 3-hitter for the Foresters. On the corner. Got a call there. Fastball looked to be quite a bit outside, but Lures getting a friendly call from the home plate umpire. Two one and a high fly ball, shallow right field. Danielwood's coming in. We'll see if they try to tag. He will make the catch. No tag as Markle is actually off the bag. Kind of surprisingly so, even though it was shallow. You would have expected him to be at least ready to tag, but a very big first out of the inning.
Yeah, there was just no need to tag on that because of where the ball was hit in no man's land, halfway in case that ball dropped. And it does look like It's the ribs of Sebring as he's getting ice put on his rib cage. Yosh to the rescue, as always.
And Holman skies one to the right side in foul territory. We'll see if this stays in for Landon West. As close as it can get, he'll make the catch. Again, Markle bluffing, but two crucial outs here from Luis Luers.
Well, that was a big pop-up, like Trent was telling us with Jack Holman.
It's got a nice 69-degree launch angle, so straight up in the air.
Hit that straight up. Nice. There is a right-hander in the bullpen for the Oaks. Daniel Orozco has started throwing.
Souza takes upstairs.
The Oaks had Alejandro Hueso waiting in the bullpen for quite some time, just in case this game went to potentially extras, but they've now pulled Hueso from the bullpen, and it's Orozco who's warming up in case Luers is unable to get out of this ninth inning.
1-0 pitch. Just catches the corner. Looks like a really nice changeup from Luers. Well, when Luis came in this game, he was sitting about 84, 86, but his fastball kind of 82, 83. Changeup at 76, so around 6 mile an hour of difference. Another changeup spiked. Nice block by Marcus Galvan. Another catcher run saved. Keeps Markle back at third. Bases loaded with Foresters, but 2 outs from Luis Luers. 2 quick pop-outs. Looking to strand more runners. High pop-up, left side of the infield. Reeve Boyd onto the cut, and he'll drop it. 1 run is home. Here comes another, and it's not in time. A really rough error from Reeve Boyd, who was just newly into the game after he came in as a defensive replacement for Dominic Hellman. And now this game has completely got away from the Oaks. It's a 10-3. Seven unanswered runs for the Foresters, dating back to the 7th inning. There'll be runners at the corners. And that's going to get away. Another run comes home. It's now 11-3. Is heading to third is Souza. Pompey, the only member of the Foresters not to hit this inning. On deck, Rodriguez waits. Well, if we get there, that'll be a bat around for the Foresters. He led off this inning. What seems like eons ago with a leadoff single. But Luers just looking to stop the bleeding in any way he can. Now 8 unanswered runs. Up the middle, ranging is Leahy, and it's under his glove in his center field. Rounding third and heading for home will be Souza, as that's now 12-3. The Foresters will bat around.
It's now 9 unanswered runs for the Foresters since the Oaks tied it at 3. And all of them coming the last 3 innings, with 8 in just the last 2 innings alone.
So it'll be 1 runner on first, 2 outs in the inning. Johnny Rodriguez, fouls it painfully off his shin. He does have a leg guard, which takes much of the blast. Oh, 1 coming up to Johnny Rodriguez. Changeup misses outside. Luers wanted to dot it on the corner, but tailing too far away and a little bit down.
Just looking at the scoreboard today, the Oaks have really shot themselves in the foot. 5 errors, and that doesn't include the defensive mishap, or I'm sorry, the base running mishaps that they've had offensively. You just gotta hope it's a blip. Just gotta assume it's a blip. 9 in a row. No need to put any stock in a one tough game.
Especially, just make sure, obviously, once this inning does close, put up as the best of bats you can in the bottom of the inning, but just be ready for tomorrow. The series continues in Santa Barbara, so you'd obviously want to make sure you can just flush it, whatever this game might end. 2-2. Softly on the ground right side, Leahy will toss to Landon West for out number 3, but the nightmare inning comes to the end. 6 runs for the Forsters. It's now 12-3 as we head to the 9th. Bottom of the 9th inning. Foresters have scored 9 unanswered runs since the Oaks tied up the game at 3 back in the 5th. Austin Carrillo going to lead it off against Reed Hensley, and he slaps this one foul off to the left.
Well, the Oaks were never going to go unbeaten for the rest of the season. Just got to bounce back tomorrow, pretend like today never happened.
0-1 Austin, and he rifles one to first, plays it on a hop. Rodriguez, he'll take it himself for the 3 unassisted. So now Justin Rubin.
I'm a little bit surprised that Coach Solis hasn't gone to a slew of pinch hitters here in the 9th, just with the game seemingly being out of reach. Maybe wanted to get some other guys reps.
Rubin 1 for 3, or actually 1 for 2, with an RBI base on balls in the 5th. He was hit by a pitch in the 7th. Takes a dotted 92-mile-an-hour fastball in the outside corner to even the count, 1-1. On the ground, left side, but foul. Out ahead. Hensley's 1-2. Misses downstairs, so the count will even at 2. Nick Leahy waits on deck. Two twos. Wrapped foul third base way.
Good hands over there by Parker, third base coach for the Oaks.
Hensley's 2-2. Misses in the dirt. Changeup. Getting spiked.
Look like a slider.
Curveball, maybe. Three-two pitch. Misses outside.
That's what you like to see in a blowout. Still want to be taking high quality at bats. Justin Rubin, even after falling behind 2 strikes, doesn't give up and ends up working a walk.
They'll bring in Nick Lee, who has an RBI without the benefit of a base hit. An 0-for-3 day with the walk. 2 strikeouts in this sample. Pinch hitter waits on deck. Max Audet. He would bat for Landon West, although still technically 1 pitch away with the ground ball possibility. 1-0 misses away. Fastball not too close. 2-0 to Nick Leahy. We saw Max Audet earlier in this game make a really athletic play in the dugout. Three-0. I'm sure Hensley's just going to fire in whatever he's most comfortable with. He fires on the outside corner for a strike. 3-1 to the right field. That's going to get down for a fair ball. Rounding second, heading for third, Rubin. He wants going for. It's an RBI double for Nick Leahy as the ball going plateworth. Leahy tries to go to third, and he's going to get caught in a rundown and run himself into an out.
Well, it's a really good swing by Nick Leahy. 92 off the bat down the right field line. Picking up an RBI double, but you cannot make an out on the bases in the 9th inning when you're trailing.
So as mentioned, Max Audet will get his first look. Max off to a rough start this summer, but we've seen what he could do last year with the Oaks. Very solid hitter from the left side.
Yeah, just 1 for 14 on the summer for Audet, but hit 286 last year as a member of the Oaks.
Now batting with the bases empty and 2 outs. Audet out of St. John's. Hensley ready with the 1-1. And Audet sprays one off to the left out of play. Over towards the batting cage area for the Oaks. Of course, the Oaks housed on the third base side here at Sparky Anderson Field, Cal Lutheran University. '93 misses up and away. Marcus Galvan waits on deck. 2-2 pitch to Audet. That'll miss upstairs with the ball. Fastball up and away, 3-2.
You like to see Dave putting together an at-bat like this. Hopefully he can end it with a hit or a walk and build off this.
Any type of momentum Audet will most certainly take. Payoff. And he serves one out to left field. This should probably do it. Rogers is there. He'll make the catch. The Oaks' 9-game win streak does come to an end. All good things do. But the Oaks going to have to just take this game with whatever it's worth and go into tomorrow. They play the Foresters away in Santa Barbara at 4:30 first pitch. But definitely a game that got away from Conejo. They tied the game in the fifth 3-3, but then Foresters scoring 9 unanswered runs. For everybody with the Conejo Oaks, Josh Mechanick, I'm Max Schwartzberg. We want to say thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.